My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Shadows over Loathing. In the end of the last episode, we explored over the course of the last episode, rather, we explored a hell of a lot of the maze in Drexel's Steed, and now we've collected for ourselves a couple of different things to do in different areas, specifically the SIT campus in Porkham, where I need to return to Rufus and say, hey buddy, I did it. I turned 11 radios to the right side for you. Oh, hello again. I give him back the receiver. Here's your receiver thingy. I hope it got enough clicks and bloops for you.
Thanks. I'll give you a ring once I finish doing the math.
50 experience. Could you also give me a ring right now?
Oh yeah, I gotta have one around here somewhere.
He pulls a ring out of a drawer and hands it to you. You got an item, whetstone ring. Thanks, Rufus, I love it. This ring lets you sharpen things just by holding them. Knife in the Dark deals an additional 10% of its target's max HP and damage. Ridiculously powerful against high HP targets like bosses.
Thanks, Rufus, I love it. Oh, hello again. I'm still running some numbers on all this radio data. Check back with me later, okay?
I wonder if it's a leave the room, return. No? Okay, good. I do prefer it that way. Now, I am looking for a forge also. Rat, of course, doesn't seem to have anything that he wants from us at this point in time. Makes sense? I'm looking for a forge also. Do I think I would necessarily find that in a better situation elsewhere? Wait, hang on. Did I even use that classic radio? I know I'm also looking for the diver's helmet from this area still. Scalded backseat there. Grab for myself a broiled halibut. Where is the... Ah, there's the one wet cigarette as well. Finally starting to see more of those. Now, I think at this point, I just have to go through the rooms looking for the helmet. While exploring the halls of SIT, you happen upon a group of tough-looking goblins wearing backwards ball caps, slouching around insolently and watching for nerds to harass. Given this is SIT, rather, you'd think they'd be spoiled for choice, but apparently they've settled on you.
Hey, who you? You who are there, being a nerd.
Who, me?
Yes, a book reader Wetland you look like. This is Nerd Actions, not puffed like a Jacqueline, which is us. I agree.
I strongly object to being categorized as a nerd based solely on my appearance. The Jocklins exchange looks.
Definitely a nerd. Very.
They stand up and approach you, cracking their knuckles. Hey, what are you doing?
We are swag your head in a toilet. This is the fate of the nerd.
I bite them. Of course I'm not gonna let you do that to me, bud. In fact, I'm just gonna have my familiar take you all out. I barely even want to get personally involved. Oh, look, if you're gonna make me, I'm still not gonna do it. Get him, Mosquito. Got a Jocklin straw, as well as a SIT sports drink, the Jocklin strap. What a strapping young person, they'll say, unsure how else to react to you wearing a jock strap on the outside of your pants. Plus 3 melee damage when you're wearing those pants, though. Alright, we're gonna head to the scale on wing. We're basically just gonna go for a little exhaustive tour of the area, just a wee bit, you know? See if we happen to find anything worth finding. I've had a lot more space to grow as a character since then. That's where they do all of their business, that's fine, of course I know that. I've been up here before, and in fact quite recently also. Good, that means this wing is already expended. So let's go back here. Don't need to go into geology, can't go, of course, into security. Maybe it's in the library. That would make sense as one of the locations I've gone to the fewest times. Janet gives you a friendly smile. I don't have any questions for Janet though. Douglas gives you a friendly smile. I have no questions for him. Ted can't smile. I passed my classes. And no point, I've got the book I'm looking for from the stacks. Okay, so it's not the library itself. Got it. Admissions department mayhap? Lucian P. Wormwood, Dean of Students. Alright, let's look up the name Wormwood. Lucien P. Wormwood, Dean of Students, 1777 to 1808, presided over Galt's prize ceremony. February 17th, 1788. That might be enough information to look up in a book. Disappeared after the Blackfire incident, presumed dead. Checking out the gift shop. The clerk, do you have any additional things for me at this point in time? No, nothing new, no new stock. Unfortunate. The janitor. If I recall correctly, I exhausted his entire line of dialogue. Multiple different times. Or rather, a single time. Multiple different times. It's just exaggerating that point. Infinite hallway continues out to that side. I don't think it's in the finite hallway. It's definitely not here in astronomy. Just making sure that there wasn't just a suit of armor. Or rather, a diving suit of armor, I guess, over in that corner. Laundry room requires repairs. There's the barbecue wing. Steam tunnel access, unfortunately, not necessarily helpful there. The culinary also doesn't seem to help us here either. I remember seeing a diving helmet as well. I just can't understand why I have so little of a relational attachment between it and space. Symbolic of something, maybe bats. This guy's called the Zero Man? You rate it on a scale of 0, 1 to 0, man. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, that's all of those. I've been to the chemicals building, I've been to Rufus' lab recently. I'm gonna go and try the old... Oof, this is actually gonna be a problem. Unfortunately, they cannot take more than 4 physical damage at a time. Yes, that would be a nightmare. Guess I'm gonna go for sleaze damage. 2 times, trying to take out the Shadow Devil just by myself. And then follow up, taking out a Homunculus. And then just hope that that's enough for me to comfortably navigate myself through the rest of this combat. Looks goodish so far. And in fact, that'll do it. Beautiful. Alright, 11 experience for it. A raucous party is happening inside. Upstairs, we can see that, again, the grunting and shouting in that room continues. There's stench armor in here. Bunch of toilets, which I've already fished out of, especially. See Chutney, whose room, unfortunately, is close to us at this point as a result of a quest we've already completed. Stark. Hey, Glordo. He wants 5 cotton candy. Yeah, he just wants the same stuff, so that's an infinitely repeatable quest rather than something that has any progression. Something I already felt pretty confirmed about before, but yeah, it's nice to get another confirmation. The Fishman Church. Interesting. The profane altar left over after some evil hazing rituals, presumably. I know that there's also one of these that I sold earlier that didn't give me a reward at the time because I guess I couldn't have perceived it, maybe? Some of the secrets in the world have me a little stuck still, unfortunately. Okay, doesn't look like it's that. Let's move one over. Honig. I unfortunately already have a fuse. The front door is overgrown with vines. Sorry about the music stopping there for a second, but I'm just very quickly making sure. Hey, do I have like a vines potion? Bologna, umbraline, chalk, barnacle, vellum, asbestos, rubber, corduroy, bronze, glass, smoke, sandwich, chrome, gold, leather, and hair. Okay, yeah. Nothing that would necessarily immediately affect these. Not even wood, unfortunately. Ooh. That has grown very effectively. The final picket fence! You need to paint the... It's here? I'm so glad! Swell work, real swell work. That's once, twice, 3 times a picket fence painted to a tree boy turned back to a real one. Will should be pleased. Hey, I'm glad. Extremely worth it. I'm gonna get the complicated textbook. 1465. Or 14655. Introduction to General Botany. Stone box. Not sure if that's a painting or a sculpture. The armoire, which I cannot open because it's a fridge. A bowl of stone fruit. Weird kind of hovering rock. Yeah, this all seems still very, very important. I'm still not seeing what I can do about it in any way, shape, and or form yet. I'll be back. All right, Hilbert House. Do you have a statue on the bottom floor? I hope so. I really do. Oh, it doesn't feel like you do. Feels like this bottom floor is going to be very familiar, in fact. Yeah, that's the busted radio. Feel free to check the drawer, find a certain kind of elegance. Alright, if I go up one floor, do I see anything immediately in the hallway? No, I do not. I'm going back down. So it's not there? Fish and chips?
Human intercepted. Human go to convo.init.
We require information. Anyway, I'm just gonna bamboozle them about their purpose and get 14 meat and be on. I hate that this was the right thing. Not, that's a strong word. I feel a little embarrassed. That's really what I meant to say. A wooden statue with a metal diving helmet for a head. I tear its head off. Hey, this is actually a real diving helmet. Good instincts. Unless you breathe underwater, presumably. This old diving helmet has has enough air in it to last you as long as you'll remain interested in diving. So now, having handed that into Rufus, as well as having gained the thing that I was looking for from SIT, I can make my way now over back to the Big Moist, wherein we have a couple of different locations that require us able to breathe underwater. I mean, the nearest, I believe, is actually the Dolphin House directly next to us. It might be Flambeau Place. No, it's Dolphin. It's Dolphin. So if I pop that diving helmet upon mine dome, I can go down the stairs. Dolphin House's flooded basement. This box contains exactly the right amount of air to make it float like this. Nature really is glorious. These dry goods have been forced by circumstance to no longer refer to themselves in that fashion. Let's see if there's anything good. The only container that didn't spring a leak, or rather get a leak sprung into it, was this can of, oh boy, Vichyssoise? I've never had to say that word out loud in my entire life. This creamy leek and potato soup is meant to be served cold because Vichy chefs are traditionally very lazy. These, sadly ruined, books all have titles like Solved Mysteries and Exciting Tales of Non-Violent Crime. Hey, legitimately, sounds like a good genre to have grip of the world rather than violent. Hey, I'm not against violence just as a rule, by the by, as much as I really think there's a lot of stories that use violence in place of conflict where they could use almost any other kind of conflict, but they've instead sanded it down to kind of tropic violence. Tropey violence, I guess is the word I'm looking for, not tropic. Oh, a chest full of riches! Possibly cursed riches. Not that a possible curse is going to stop you from taking them now, of course. Got a pile of silver bars. They'll sell for a pretty penny. I'm not sure if there's enough silver bars to count as a trove, but hey, it's at least a heap. I've only ever wanted a heap. Over here in the corner we find it no longer matters whether this machine is hooked up to the water supply or not. I look inside and find a clammy scarf. The second wettest scarf I've ever seen. If there was ever any evidence on this scarf, being used to strangle someone to death, it's been thoroughly washed away. Oh good, that's probably not relevant, right? Whatever these barrels used to be full of, they're full of water now. Wait, there's one other message there somewhere. When I'm at exactly the right distance. It's hard to tell how rusty these barrels were before the basement flooded, but it's also not important that you know that. Fair. Well said. Look, I'm glad that we didn't get a huge amount out of this. In a strange way, that's quite comforting. Let's make our way to Will's treehouse to say, hey, I painted all the fences, by the by. I don't think I need the burlap sack. I decline. Hey, Will. Huh. Well, now that's funny. Earlier there wasn't an old, bushy, bearded man in the treehouse, and now there is. Not haha funny, perhaps, but huh? Or huh?
Why, hell, it's me, Will Hunter.
It worked. You lifted the curse with nothing more than some paint and a paintbrush.
I feel like laughing too. I ain't never been so full of joy, not never.
Why are you old?
Old? Will Hunter, old? Ha! I'll tell you what, pal, you're only as old as you feel.
How old do you feel?
Early 70s.
He pats his gaunt stomach.
Suppose I have packed on the years, kept on growing up while I was in that tree. Some ways I was probably better off staying a tree, cause then I just could live forever. But no, I gotta be human, else how would I do my mischief?
What mischief?
Various mischiefs.
Could you give me an example?
May have skipped out on Sunday school once or twice.
Anything else?
Stole a horse station.
What? I've never heard of a horse station.
Cause it ain't there no more.
Are you alright?
Alright, look at me. I can waggle my toes and waggle my nose. I got bones in my hips and blood in my lips. I'm a boy again. I got the old flesh back, pal. Tain't never been better.
That's great, Will. Or, the way you talk is, to me, very bad. I love that, but I can't say that. That's great, Will.
Only thing is I still get tree sap coming out when I sneeze, but that's a different curse.
Can I hit with that one?
No, the thing is that curse can only be lifted with the power of imagination, which as an adult, you've lost.
I recall some talk of a reward.
And I ain't forgotten. I promise you my greatest treasure, and here it is, the shiniest thing I've got, a sure enough crystal.
You got an item and not so shiny marble. Why, with this big old marble, you'd be the envy of every 19th century boy. Although, even an undiscerning boy would probably hold out for something a little shinier than this.
Thanks again for painting them fences.
What's this?
Why, that's a bona fide marble, pal. You can play with it, keep it in your pocket, or put it in your mouth to talk worse.
What will you do now?
It's been a while, but I seem to remember on the day I was supposed to whitewash that fence, I was supposed to whitewash that fence and instead went trout fishing. I was also due down the courthouse to help a man wrongly accused of murder.
How long ago was this?
July?
What year?
I'd say 1876.
It's 1928.
Yikes! Reckon I shouldn't stop for breakfast then.
Let's hope no trout distract you on the way.
Why, you heard about something?
I make like a tree and leave. You've always hoped that one day you'd look at the trunk of this tree, and Will Hunter wouldn't be there. We've succeeded. The telescope, of course, is not going to show us anything new at this point. Well done. We solved your stuff. I feel slightly under-rewarded for the sake of it. It's fine, not a problem. I'm going to go to the mob submarine continuing to wear this helmet. Swing my hips near the gnats. Show them a jazzy little tune or two. Okay. It's a hatch leading down to the submarine's flooded lower deck. I go down there with my diving helmet. The mob submarine's lower deck. These torpedoes have been ruined by water. Someone should have damned them. This crate has been crusted shut by freshwater barnacles. Excuse me? Barnacles? I can remove barnacles. Barnacle is a simple mix, friends, of mercury and lithium, and then some other stuff afterwards. Ironically, this is a crate of rust remover. The lock on this lockbox has rusted away, making it a regular box. I see what's inside. Riches! Riches were inside! A pile of silver bars. They'll sell for a pretty penny, and they are still a heap, not a trove. Alright, well, look, if I can make my way directly out of there, I'm gonna go all the way to the SIT campus in Porkham immediately. Make my way to the chemicals lab. Hey! That's baloney, I'm not a nerd! And then I win at arm wrestling. What's this? A perfect sphere carves from Mother Nature's favorite chemical, the rock. The Johnson. Alright. I'll make my way in here. I'm gonna archaically experiment some mercury, some lithium, and then let's go arsenic and arsenic for a barnacle removing juice. I keep it. And then, come on, buddy. Hey, look, it said a crate was shot because of the barnacles. This is barnacle removing juice. I don't know what to tell you. Like, barnacle loosening? Theoretically, I could make it a barnacle loosening juice instead, or a barnacle removing, barnacle dissolving, barnacle annihilating. But like, what, is it gonna respond differently to dissolving and removing? I don't know. That sound about right. Alright, mob. Black shape looms into view. My chair, a Jocelyn chair. Oh, right, of course, I'm gonna need Rufus for the damage. Keep forgetting about that. Oof. There we go, we actually managed to get some poison on them. They never get a single turn. Back to me. Right, mob sub. Climb in, go down, and let me do it. It's been crusted shut by freshwater barnacles. Currently I have barnacle removing juice. I'm just wondering if it's worth, the trip of going back to make the annihilating juice, or the dissolving juice, or is there a weakening juice? There's not a weakening juice. The loosening juice, even? Frankly, I think if the solution was going to be this kind of arcane, it would work in all of those domains rather than... Basically, I just don't want to spend the next 5 minutes running back and forth betwixt those two areas, so if you happen to know that one of the other ones would have worked, then I've solved this puzzle. It's fine, feel free to tell me the other one would have worked. I already solved the puzzle, I know what the puzzle is. It's just, not a particularly good visual experience or auditory experience to consistently run all of the different permutations of the possibilities, Alright, now, given everything we've done so far, let's have a look at our to-dos. Paperweight from a farmer named McGillicuddy, a clockwise counter mainspring rather. The fertilizer from Grode Valley, the special beam-based engine in Grey County. Yeah, almost all of these require us going to that different area at this point in time. Let's also have a look at my personal notes. Drowned Mary's crown buried past hewn pillar. No. Review my notes. Moss twinkling and breathing apparatus required in Mob Sub and Dauphin. I can erase that note. However, a good point was made about Mudhenge by a couple of folk. In particular, that I might be just a little too literal with the way that I'm reading the note we find here in Mudhenge. In particular, it's this one out here. No, not yet. Eventually it will be. Oh, there we go. Drowned Mary's crown is buried past the Hugh Tower. Still don't know what it is. Still not certain what that could possibly be referring to. So over to the east is this one. I turn the card over. The Nudist's Creed. Nothing is worn, everything is... Ah, got it. Nothing is worn, everything is visible. It's not just an Assassin's Creed reference. It's telling me to go Starkers. Which I will more than gladly do. With my new DT, I need to continue exploring, I have to imagine. Okay. Wait! I found a person! A new thing occurred! I don't know if I will ever find them again, or if I will need to put my clothes back on because I've scared them off with... that which hangs. Boy. Hey, buddy. Wait! Nothing is worn, everything is visible. Drowned Mary, crown toss. Just... I know I'm just constantly going through the same kinds of things here, but like, I don't know what they want me to do uniquely. Nude I am nude, right? We nude as hell. I'm wearing so little right now, I couldn't be wearing less. Oh, maybe it's a problem that I'm wearing a smile, I don't know. I actually don't think that's gonna be the case. I would have just thought that more things would have been visible here. And that would have made things quite a lot easier for us. Alas, that don't appear to be the case. If I just keep alternating between these two, going from one to the other, will you ever tell me another thing's out in the east and I'll find more people there? Okay, wait a second. Yeah, they're linked to weird ones. So these... if I enter that, I always exit from the other, directly next to it. And then I just continue doing that multiple times, and now we're here. I don't know what I did. But it worked. Apparently. Hello, we've met before, haven't we?
When we meet, it is not me.
Behind the boxcar? Don't you remember? Ryan who?
It is not much time. This to help you go where you are going.
You got an item. A third full gas can. It's a crude device, but it keeps your gas loose on the ground. It beats keeping your gas loose on the ground, rather. Is that for the bus? I don't need that anymore. Sorry.
I come to give help. I come from far away. I come at great personal cost.
That's nice, but I haven't had to fill up a bus in quite some time. Sorry. Feel like I answered them incorrectly. Maybe I should have praised them a little bit for trying to help at least. What's that over to the east? Yeah, exactly. New screen, everything's visible. So one thing I have noticed, and I'll try and point it out here, is as I enter this one on the left and constantly go to the one on the right side of it, like, we're in map, let's just start noting them in some way. This is map A. But it can't be map A. The second map A had a person right there, unfortunately. Now I don't know where that person is. Hey, look, Gator over there. Can I, like, chase you? Apparently not. So they are clearly here and observing me for some direct reason. But yeah, what I was going to say is that, yeah, if I keep entering, I can alternate between different maps. If I just keep doing the same path, if that map connects to all of the rest of the maps through that path, I will eventually be able to get to all of them. Hey. Why are they all running? Oh, they don't want to see my bod. I've got to spawn the person, and then I got to put on clothes, cover my shame. Or pride, and then actually approach. That's what I'm gonna do. I've elected a new path for myself. All I need to do is spawn a human. There we go. Well, look, it's a Gatorman, but it'll count in this instance. And then, you're not wearing pants, you're not gonna attach this to your birthday shoot, okay, coward. I'm gonna put on some farmer's pants. Look, I'm wearing pants. No, I screwed up. Dang. Accidentally walked through a door. Gonna have to find some new people to show my new lack of pantslessness to. My pantfulness, rather, I guess. What's that over to the east would have just been the message. Okay, there they are. I've gotten away from everything else. I'm wearing some pants now. Heck, I'll even put on a hat. I just want to make friends. What's wrong? I covered all of the bits you could be objecting to. I legitimately have so much less than no idea of what I am still supposed to do in Mudhenge. Thankfully, we've managed to not only retrieve for ourselves the diving helmet, but also gain a bunch of silver from the results of that diving helmet. Of course, managed to clear through the treehouse, finish some missions for Rufus. It's a pretty productive day. But I'm going to spend a little bit of time between next episode, or rather between the end of this episode, which is now, and the next episode, querying what I might be able to do differently in this area. Until then, my name's been Rhapsody, the name of the game. There's been Shadows over Loathing. Top left is a series playlist for all the content content on this game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendation down below, and streaming pass are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Are above the thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Abatoth. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.